Hey everyone, this is sort of a surprise to me video, only because I don't know what time and space I was in when I did the read for the week, but I really thought this new moon was next week, but it is today. So I am going to do a bit of a read on it. It's interesting though, because everything in the research I've been doing for this moon tonight really kind of was highlighted in the read already. So definitely, it is a new moon in Virgo. So we're coming into a time of uh, new and organizing and cleaning and cleansing. So the focus of this moon is hydrate, um, spend time in nature, cleanse and organize a space, especially spaces of prayer and meditation. Make sure, you may need to do a whole new crystal grid or programming your crystals with the intentions that you're going to set tonight. New moons are always a great time to set intentions. You also want to focus on things like meditating and journaling. So it's interesting because it came up in the read a lot about resting, and that still is kind of like the overall theme. But with this little caveat that tonight we start to think about our intentions moving forward for the next couple months. And actually, the meditation to follow will focus on that. Um, but yeah, so it's still kind of highlighting though what it wants us to do for this moon is to be focusing on taking care of ourselves and creating new routines, rituals. Um, yeah, so resting, but getting our checklist ready for what we want to see moving forward. So the reason that it's like kind of critical, because like it's like hinting to us that rest time is almost over. We need to start implementing those things. So at the same time, well, not tonight, but tomorrow, Mercury finally comes out of retrograde, and that will be until I think December. So lots of time in there. Um, but Mercury also rules this moon, it's coming out of retrograde tomorrow. So we're gearing up to move forward. That's sort of the thing that's coming for the next week, which I did kind of mention in the read, like as we head into equinox, it would be time to start uh, moving forward again. So it seems to be gearing us up to make a decision that we need to make and to implement new routines, new ideas, new plans for moving forward. And I think that's very specifically for uh, our energetic body and how we're working with our intuition and that sort of thing. So yeah, so it's kind of like I always say September feels like it always feels like the new year, a new start to me. So it's a really good time to kind of treat it like that, almost writing like I don't write resolutions at New Year's Eve, but intentions. What do you want to intend for the rest of the year? Because I believe I'm just going to read my notes here, but um, yeah. So the focus really for these intentions is on our health and our self care. So making sure that you've organized anything that is causing chaos in your life or gotten rid of it. So this is the funny one. I read this on a post, a meme. Get serious about getting shit done. So as Mercury retrograde ends, it's good energy tonight and tomorrow to instantly manifest these plans. So also be careful what you're writing with your intentions, right? Um, the one little thing I read said this will shift us light years ahead in our plan. So, like be prepared that this it's quiet and we're good right now, but it's going to be propelling us forward quite quickly. Sorry about the noise. Um, this coming out of retrograde during this new moon, someone called the best moment of 2023. Um, the year began a bit stagnant. We had a lot of trouble balancing out our energies. Um, But now new projects are launching ahead, and this was my favorite part. Miracles are coming. So make sure you have some definition of what that looks like for you. Be grateful for your journey, including the struggles. That's what got you here. This shift is big enough that it will shift your entire life for the better. Love it. All right, those are the notes I wrote, but let's take a look at what the cards have to say. So, we'll do some overall cards here. Let's use the 7 energies here. Sorry, I know I'm having like cleanse and clear. I'm gonna drink well, it's gonna be this card, but I'm just have a sip of water here. Hydrate was on there too. Hydrate, cleanse, clear, organize, clean. It's a good time. It's also that time of year, right? We're heading into fall. So, like, we definitely have different meal plans in the summer than we do in the winter. And in Chinese medicine, it's like as we start heading into the season, it's like it's not salad season anymore. Like, our bodies do go through a change where they do better when we eat more nourishing, warm foods through the seasons. So, as we're heading into fall here, switching up your routine instead of having salads, looking at stews and soups and that kind of thing. Just lots of nurturing energy to the body and the mind and the soul coming in for this period of time. All right, this moon we got Call of the Muse, and she's dancing there with all her light and energy. Yeah, the muse part always just reminds me of like that's like when we're intending, like making these intentions, we're creating, right? So create the best and brightest light for yourself, right? So this moon is definitely about focusing on creativity and ritual and where you want to go with the energy moving forward. All right, let's do one portal card as well for this moon. With the portal we're dealing with this Mercury retrograde, coming out of retrograde. Ooh. Okay, first of all, I didn't even know this card was even in there. I've had this deck like about a year plus. I've never seen this card. Heart of Source. All encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. That's just lovely. That was sort of the goal of the overall place we wanted to head anyway, right? Into this more peaceful ease and grace, love, unconditional acceptance of life and who we are, and just more serenity, not just rest, but more peace and more quiet and more serenity and more love. Okay, let's see what these. Oops, that one jumped out, so we have to take it. So we're gonna do, as we always do, all the moon cards that I have. These ones, let's just focus on what the overall picture of this new moon in Virgo requires for us. Okay, so interesting because we're still getting a little bit of this energy, which came up in the read of us not being good enough and being really hard on ourselves. So this moon really is just like, it's not about anybody else. It's about really checking in on yourself and your needs and what you want, but believing in yourself. And I know that's sometimes really hard to do. Okay, it says it's time to release negativity. So we're still struggling a bit, and that negativity is us. We're our own worst enemy lately. Just really getting in on ourselves that we're not meant to be here at this time and do these things when it's the complete actual opposite. We were born to be here. We came in specifically for this. So we also got, funny, it's the full moon in Virgo, but it's still, when the card comes up for the same type of moon, so it's the new moon in Virgo, It's really embodying those Virgo qualities. And you are good enough. There's nothing more you have to do. I know sometimes we're like, I've got to take classes and I have to have this in place and I got to have Reiki and I have to, like, and it's like, no, you're right where you are supposed to be right now. And those things will come in. I said to someone the other day, it's like, I think we're all natural energy healers. We just we just all do it in a different way, which is the human experience. But it's time for us to start believing in our own abilities. We can't be comparing ourselves to other people because we don't do it the same as other people. My intuition does not work the same as other people's. I always have people say to me, like, what do you see and what do you feel? And I'm like, I can tell you how I interpret information and get information, but that's maybe not how it's going to happen for you. So it's just being grateful for what you have and working with what you have. So yeah, this next few months, or at least the few weeks coming up to the equinox next week, is really feeling like it's going to be about us really working on the self, right up until probably around that eclipse corridor in October, and then things will really start to kind of cook up a bit. We also got hold your vision. So that's why it's really important with this moon to make sure your intentions are written down or programmed into a crystal or however it resonates for you to do it. But make sure you know what your vision of the future is and for yourself, because it's coming up is really critical right now, and holding tight to that vision, because like I said, it is a big period of manifestation again. So we want to make sure we're manifesting the best possible outcomes for ourselves. All right, we are going to use the hidden realm cards here just to see the energy that we're also working with this moon and with Mercury coming out of retrograde. Seems very significant to be happening at the same time. All right. Whew, okay. We got some fun stuff here. I'm just gonna read them. Okay. First, fire prince. So we're working with the energy of optimism, but also fire. So this is like tapping into that thing I just said, like we've been in a state of rest and reprieve, which we've needed because we've been working really hard. But now the fire is starting to get stoked up, and be optimistic about the future. I know looking out there, it's hard to be like, do we even have a future? But we do, and we're creating it. And we have to stay on top of creating it. We can't just rest on our laurels. We've had a little rest period, but it's time to get moving again. That's pretty much what that's coming up as. Yeah. Okay, we also got the spirit whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. Just reminding you, you are a divine being having a human experience. Anytime you need guidance, just ask. And then the higher knowing that goes back to that you're good enough card. You already know all of this stuff. You don't need to take classes and do these things. It's all within you. We've just forgotten. So it's just about waking that up in us, waking that back up in our experience. So do your best to participate in methods that help wake up that intuition and that knowledge. So again, prayer, meditation, writing, journaling, automatic writing. There's many ways to get to it. So do your own investigation though of the different methods and what might work for you. Don't just like, try one method, try different things. So, like I said, I think we have a bit of time. This Mercury will be not in like out of retrograde till December, I think it's 13th. But like I said, we still got a few weeks to go before this eclipse corridor. So just keep working on all the little bits. And it's kind of like I'm almost like getting this thing about educating ourselves, like doing the work and reading the books and looking at, things. And maybe you do take a quick class on something, but don't panic. Like, just keep the energy moving of like discovery. That's what I'm going to say about that. We also got the Diamond Dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. This is interesting because we've talked about this before, but I think in the outside world, in the next couple of weeks, um, people keep talking about a certain day in September the 23rd. Um, we'll see what happens, but I do think the money thing is going to come into play in some way. So again, that money system right now is an old system. It needs to be new. It needs to be new. Um, but true prosperity is the one. So that's coming. Um, keep that in as part of your intentions as well. Like, what works better for you, right? For me, a world with no debt, no poverty, no homelessness, that works for me. So I'm going to be keeping that in my intentions of how this all transpires. I don't know how the new system works, how it's going to come in, what's going to happen, if it's going to be really ugly as the old one goes out. But it's about again, it's about the work, making sure we've got the plan in place that works for our soul and our heart. We also got the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, still information to come out. And that very much has to deal with that prosperity card. But total paradigm shift. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? That's what did I say at the end? This shift coming up is probably going to be shocking, but it's big enough that it will shift your entire life for the better. Our job in this is to keep the manifestation going. What is the better? What makes our life better? For me, it's not having looming debt and all of that money system. So again, really working on our intentions for this new moon and the new intentions moving forward into new earth and the earth we want to see. All right, the last two sets of cards are always advice cards. These ones tend to be more self-care cards, so I'm going to ask for 3 self-care things we can do with this moon. Okay. Yeah, it's just really going for this. Okay, so first of all, we got the Lion. I am courageous, steady, and strong. It's going back to that first Virgo card, right? It's like we have to believe in ourselves. We are good enough, steady and strong and courageous, and it's time for us to, stand our ground. Um, okay. The other thing, yeah, this is all self-worth coming up. Huge. I free myself from critical thoughts towards my body and my worth. So yeah, just working on our new intentions, but anytime those niggly little bits come in, pooping on us, just making sure you're counteracting that by with your own thoughts. Sometimes it's just as simple as a cancel, clear, delete, doing some hopo'ono, um, whatever method works for you, but really watching those thoughts about ourselves. And then we got my community is supportive, loving, and active in the world. So yeah, we've been kind of lone wolfing a little bit this last few weeks. And I'd say that's going to be a little bit more of the continuation. However, I feel like moving forward, though, making sure, and again, making sure you're in a group of people with aligned thoughts and plans. And it's kind of the signal that as this momentum moves forward, we're getting back into our communities. All right, and then the moon manifestation cards. What 3 advice cards do we have for this moon? We need to look at. What do we need to do? Okay. Whew. First up, take a reality check. We've gotten this before. I still don't considering it a reality check, but it's really about like the Virgo side of thing of organizing and then getting rid of anything that's causing chaos in our lives. Why we keep hanging on to this? We don't need it, right? So the reality check, I think, is like, what is working? What isn't? Let's once and for all, you know, get rid of what we don't need, what's not serving us. We also got honor your feelings. What I feel with this is that we're not quite, it's like a little bit of that denial we're having about being good enough is that we may not be completely listening to our true deep feelings about things, like not avoiding them, but just, you know, really tapping into them. Again, this moon is all about tapping into yourself and really making sure you know all the answers, you know what you want to see moving forward, and you have a plan about how you're going to get there. Crazy fun, hey? And the last thing we got is go wild. Yeah, your wildest dreams. That's what's coming up. It's like, stop handcuffing yourself about, I can't do this because I don't have enough money. I can't do this because I don't have this skill. I can't do this because who am I to do this? It's like start these lists of organizing intentions, any of that work you're doing. Go nuts, go crazy, go wild. Who cares what people say? Stop listening to what other people say. Yeah, because again, like with this card, like the critical thoughts of ourself, those critical thoughts are usually not just stemming from our own self, but other people's opinions of us. So it's just time to like, we've gotta like let that go and like know that we're good enough and go for it. Go wild, go crazy. Let's get crazy. Let's get nuts. Woo. That's all the singing you will ever hear me do. Probably not. I usually end up singing at some point. Okay, so big takeaway though is that there is a big shift happening. Again, always keeps continuing. This one's a gooder though, and if we do our work and dream big and go wild, this shift coming up next is about to shift our life for the better of everything, the betterment of us, the betterment of each other, and the planet. So, why would we not want to do that? All right, there is a meditation coming up. Again, it is focusing on intentions and light and rest. So, hope you enjoy it. And yeah, we will catch you. I'm hoping for Holding Space Sunday because I have a meditation I want to do. So, as we head into fall and those energies. All right, take good care of yourselves during this moon. That's the big, big thing. The big takeaway is caring for the self and all our intentions. And we will see you soon. I love you. Have a good night. Beginning, as we always do, finding yourself in a comfortable position, slowing your breath, closing your eyes, and then breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. Tonight, as it is a new moon, the sky is void of light. We simply sit here now in the darkness and the silence. Breathe and rest. Allow the beauty of the darkness to embrace you, finding the peace and tranquility that it brings. This energy of the dark is a solace to our soul, a soul that has been working tirelessly lately to clear our karma and all shadow material. Breathe and know it is fine to rest, for we have done our hardest work and have been successful in clearing, healing, and nurturing our energy. Listening now, we begin to hear soft, whispering voices. These angelic voices are comforting us and reminding us of any last bits of shadow material we want to clear. Allow yourself to hear the words, whatever comes first. And here we simply acknowledge. Do not analyze, just be the observer. Continuing here to breathe and listen to the messages. See each one as you are here with them, transforming into small, rolled up scrolls. Now collecting all the scrolls until, again, you are sitting in the beauty of pure darkness and silence. Breathe and allow this shadow material to clear. As we sit here in our peaceful embrace of the dark, we become aware of a quartz crystal wand laid in front of us. Picking up this wand, reaching forward into the dark, you are able to poke a hole with the quartz into the darkness. A pinhole size in the darkness spills in a bright, white, crystalline light. Breathe and hold the crystal at your heart space. Feel the increase in pure love energy emanating from the crystal and from your heart center, and also the light that is entering through the pinhole. Breathe in the light. Exhale the darkness. Before us now, the tiny pinhole of light slowly begins to expand. The bright white light is blinding, but offers warmth, comfort, ease, and grace. Take a breath and allow the light to fully engulf you and your space. Breathe, feeling into the warmth of the light, its soothing quality. Allow the light to clear and wash away anything that no longer serves you. All the shadow material, any transgressions, all sadness, and all self-deprecating behaviors. Breathe in this light that is pure, divine grace and love. Breathe in and allow it to merge, to become one with you, to become who you were always meant to be. Breathe and once again bask in this light of peace, hearing the angelic voices softly singing. Feel how you are surrounded by love. Now within this energy field, you open your eyes to again be in pure darkness. But this time, not total darkness. Before you, the quartz crystal wand glimmers and sparkles. Each sparkle asks us to program this crystal with all our new intentions for the coming months ahead. Focusing on ourself, what practices and routines will you invest into the improvement of yourself and your soul? Breathe, and with each sparkle of the crystal, add that which you intend to put into practice. Once again, bringing the crystal to heart center, allow the energy to integrate within your body, mind, and soul. Knowing now in your heart that tomorrow will begin to move forward to implement these changes for our greater good. Breathe and rest in this peaceful and light moment. Slowly bringing your attention back into your space of meditation, into your body, feeling grounded, safe, secure, feeling light and love, feeling rested. And then once again, breathing in through the nose and out through your mouth 3 times. And then once you feel like you're back in your space of meditation, connected into your body, pausing for just one more moment of silence and peacefulness. And then, when you are ready, you may open your eyes.